The stock market's crashing. What do we do? Do we sell out everything just like Meet Kevin and try to buy in at a lower cost basis while also paying insane rates for tax capital gain? I don't think so. There are many ways to make money on the downtrend, but shorting is one way to financial ruin. You may get it right one or even twice, but eventually you're going to make the biggest mistake of your life and lose millions. If someone can prove me wrong, comment down in the comment section and show me your portfolio. Just look at GameStop or AMC. If you were shorting those stocks, you would have lost heaps of money. What I will teach you today can be used at any time of the cycle. Really works well in a downtrend. And that buying the dip on companies you already know or buying big in new companies that you've researched and understand that they're way under fair market value. Make sure you stay to the end of the video and I will give you stocks to do more research on so you can 2x or 3x your money with a margin of safety. So high five will make me feel all warm and toasty inside. And subscribe to the channel so we can all 5x our money real soon. Let's get to the video. First off, why is the stock market crashing? Mainly due to the fear of inflation, dropping and the possibility of deflation, which means your money is worth less as well as goods and services, which is good for your bank balance, but not for the economy as interest rates rise, putting people's mortgage rates and payments skyrocketing. Business owners are making less money, which leads to job cuts and spiral downhill where lending is harder to come by, so growth of the economy stagnates, which will lead to a stock crash. Well, right now we're heading towards low inflation, if not deflation, and that is indicative that the stocks and crypto prices is what is perceived at the moment on the downtrend. This could just be a correction and we're about to stabilize, or will the downtrend continue well into 2022? So what do we do? It's pretty simple. Do the opposite of most people and you will succeed in cryptos and in the stock market. When you see your investment drop from 20 to 30 to 40 to even 50%, as some of you will be feeling that right now, don't be discouraged and be silly and cut your losses, when in actual fact you should do the opposite and buy the dip and drop your average cost price down into the basement floor so you can go right to the top floor and excel your money to 10x. Just ask Grant Cardone. For example, Palantir in just the last month has dropped around 30%. It was at $18.50, and if you believed in the stock then, you're buying it now at these prices, the $12 to $13 range. Not financial advice, but if you're buying at that sort of low figure, you can get your average cost price down to $14, $15. So when your cost average price goes down, you'll already be winning when it goes back up to $18.50 instead of just leaving it there and assuming it's gonna go double from say $15 to $30. You've doubled your money. So if you sold it for a loss and didn't enter back into the market, you lost out on 40% gains if you dropped your average cost price just by sitting idle. So why would you? If you're a long-term investor like myself, you expect the stock market will go up and up and up over time, reaping the benefits well into the future. Sometimes, with more popular stocks like Apple, you can miss the boat, especially when Apple dropped down to about $158 or even lower, and it quickly shoots back up to $170 in the blink of a week. So having your money ready to deploy is key. You should always have an emergency fund, or what I like to call a rainy day fund, ready at all times regardless of market conditions. Maybe not when we're in a super downtrend. Maybe you can go down lower, get that money going down, as long as you can pick it back up very quickly depending on where your pay rate is. Ideally you want to get to 10% of your portfolio at least left in cash reserves for any moment in time, compared to obviously your portfolio, so you can deploy when the price is right. Okay, this is a big key indicator to the people that are at that 1%. 99% of people will tell you not to time the market, but you can be very astute and patient and ready to roll your sleeves up, take out the knockout blow. When you find your bargain price stock, you are patting yourself on the back that you waited. Look at Facebook right now. the time to buy was yesterday. You are better to buy a stock on a downtrend if you're long-term investing to maximize your profits. There can be short-term plays in the market like Apple where you could have made a quick $20 per share profit and put it into another investment. This is when you're getting up to the high rollers, but you also have to remember you've got to pay that tax. If you sell before a year, very expensive way of making money. If you can do it consistently, good on you, but that's a very few and far between. For me, I'm personally not a fan of day trading because it just doesn't suit my style, because I just feel you're just gambling a bit too much. There is some technical analysis that can help you, but you just never know when you get bad news, and if you get bad news at the wrong time, boom, down goes your day trade, and you could lose quite a lot of money. But I'm not saying you can't do well in day trading. If you take a less riskier approach, you could do quite well. But you still got to get to like 100% profit at least to make it worthwhile. If you're paying 30%, you keep paying 30% on your gains. And you're pretty much gone nowhere. And generally you need a lot of money to day trade to make it worth it. So for me, I'm out. But maybe for you, it serves your purpose. But I'm generally a long-term investor. Let's look at dividend investing. It does very well in a down cycle as you get the dividend stock on discount. Unfortunately, they don't drop like penny stock or hyped up cryptos do or growth stocks. But if you can get to 25% off you getting some real good capital appreciation as well as the beautiful dividend, yes, you might be saying at home, why not just put it all into growth stocks as they're going back to the moon? While many growth stocks that are not established are more risky and you're generally just taking a punt, where a dividend stock can be attractive for low income earners or people retiring and want to live off the dividend. Dividends are a great way to reinvest into the company you own without having to spend your own money, which is amazing. But for me, I like to take the dividend and put it into which stock is currently at the lowest price in terms of where I believe my margin of safety is and where the stock price is going to head towards in the future. I think that's a better way to use your dividend stocks than just putting it straight back into the one company, because sometimes that company can be very rich and you're paying overs to get that, which will help you build more compounding wealth over time. Sadly, dividends are not tax efficient. You're paying around 15% each quarter. I personally think REITs are a good way to gain a higher dividend interest yield, but also be well aware you may have to sell your whole portfolio as a dividend yield can fluctuate and often slowly go down. When it comes to a REIT, when most stocks will go up all the time, REITs can fluctuate a little bit more, which also gives you the option to buy Apple, Visa, Microsoft, hoping for increased dividends in 20, 30, 40 years time. As you accumulate so many shares, by retirement you're making $50,000 a year in a dividend, if not more, if you invest well early on. So just to give you a quick example, if you had $1 million and your dividend portfolio was 5% yield, you would have $50,000 a year to spend on your holidaying, living your lifestyle. But you can see the difference when your dividend yield is only 2.5%. You're only getting $25,000. So to get up to that 5% at 2.5 yield, you have to double your cost base to $2 million. So you better start growing that money tree outside right now. As you can see, I got 2 in the back here. So I'm just doing just fine. Now you've come here for the juicy bit. What stocks should you look at to buy right now? No doubt about it. Growth stocks have the potential to rise to 5x your money. Stocks like Palantir, Neo, Texas Pacific Holdings, Bitcoin, Ethereum are all undervalued right now. If you believe that is the future, but not financial advice, there's also value plays right here, right now. You got Alibaba, who you can argue is also a growth stock, Costco, Delta, Southwest, Carnival Cruise Lines, Royal Caribbean are all great companies where if you do your due diligence, could be stocks to buy. That could easily double your money long term. But those ones are probably not going to shoot to the moon. You better go over to crypto or NFTs if you're looking for that sort of gain. If you're looking for a dividend stock, and LA capital investments for a high dividend. And you also have all these other more consistent stocks like Domino's Pizza, Microsoft, Apple and Visa, as I mentioned earlier, are all great financial companies that their dividend is more than likely 99% secure. For most of you safe, conservative, long-term investors, this is probably the best way to go. But if you really want to make life-changing money, you've got to sometimes take that risk on that dividend and take the money and run. You can also invest in NFTs that you believe will go to the moon. And to be honest, only ones I'll be looking at, you could look at Vive, but the only thing I don't like about their collectibles, even though they got the nice Disney and the Marvel and all that, is that you can't cash out. You can only cash out in gems. Give us the opportunity to cash out, and then you will be going to $1 million. Just look at Bored Apes. This is not financial advice, as I'm not your financial advisor. Do your own research before purchasing any investments. Well, that's my take on how you should invest in the stock market crash of 2022. I wish you well. Remember to throw heaps of crypto coins my way by high-fiving the channel, the like button, so we can keep raining crypto coins all the way to 2,100. And subscribe to the channel because you're going to the top of the class in the stock market crash. Thank you all my loyal followers. We'll see you at the next video. Peace out.